Yeah. Yes. Saying no to your friends. We practiced it, right? We did some role playing last week. Did anybody have fun doing that? Yeah? Prevention is the key to kids staying off of drugs, staying out of gangs, staying away from bullies. And I think that our main goal here is to reach out as many children as we can in order to prevent them from getting into things that they shouldn't be into. The DARE program now is not only just about alcohol, tobacco, marijuana, and other drugs. It's also about friendships and bullying and peer pressure. I know there's some more stuff. Help me out here. Yeah. Inhalants. Good. Let's add this. I put a comma here for a reason. Learned about inhalants. Sniffing, huffing, puffing, all those nasty things. Yes?
I think the biggest myth is that fifth graders believe that eighth graders use drugs, drink, and smoke, and they think that the majority of them do that. When in reality, most kids don't use drugs, they don't drink, they don't smoke. One of the things that I teach in my class is when we have a group of smokers. Most kids who smoke don't smoke alone. They're in a group. And when a child sees that group, then they think that most kids do it because they see a large group of kids doing it. I think that's where the misconception comes from.
We learned the facts about smoking. I'm just going to write the word facts here, kind of generalize it, and add it to that arrow so that it shows facts about these different drugs, inhalants, alcohol, tobacco, marijuana. The DARE essay is the final step to the DARE program, and all the students have to complete their DARE essay. It's a one-page essay about what they've learned in the class and what they're going to use with the tools that they've learned. The essays that they write are not only eye-opening, but some of them are very emotional. Some of the students talk about different issues that they've seen or they've had in their own lives, and it does make a big difference. And it's just amazing the insight you get from fifth graders.
School may be out for the summer, but Metro's DARE officers are still in the classroom. Only this time, they are teaching other officers how to be DARE officers.
This year we have 23 officers and deputies from 6 states. I've got 4 officers from Nellis Air Force Base. I've got two Marines from 29 Palms. I have an officer from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. And we're one of the few states that actually puts on this training, so whenever we host it, we usually get officers from everywhere. We teach them how to teach the DARE curriculum, both the elementary, the middle school, and also the high school.
One of the bonuses to coming to the U.S. and getting the training is down here they also teach the high school curriculum, whereas they don't teach that in Canada yet.
Not only that, Metro's program is considered to be one of the best in the country.
In fact, DARE America told us that we pretty much set the mark as far as how they judge other training centers. It's an 80-hour course, and then on completion, they can go back to their agencies and teach the DARE curriculum.
But most of Metro's officers go one step further and hold a certification from DARE America, which allows them to teach other DARE officers.
All members of your team must participate in processing, which means if you want to go square by square or arrow by arrow, however you want to do it, all 3 of you must participate one way or another.
The DARE training is not easy, and it's very time-consuming.
They'll be up until midnight working on lesson plans.
I wasn't expecting, I got warned about the homework before because one of my colleagues was here last year. So she said there's lots of homework.
But it's good. We come out of here, we know our business. We're well prepared to go back and do an excellent job for our communities.
Despite the rigors of the training, these officers say DARE plays a vital role in the world of police work.
We're
You know, one beautiful thing about DARE is that it unifies the law enforcement and the education community. We all know the hard work that we've seen the Las Vegas Metro Police Department doing, but let's also hear it for North Las Vegas, Boulder City, Henderson, Mesquite, Winnemucca, Douglas County Sheriff's Office, Lincoln County Sheriff's Office, Mineral County Sheriff's Office, Pershing County Sheriff's Office, Nye County, Lyon County, and White Pine County Sheriff's Office, all of which had representatives here working to make this conference a great success.
All right, from that cool program underway in New York to a unique program going on in elementary schools across the valley. This teaches kids about choices they make and the consequences. And it may be the most important class they ever pass. It's What's Cool at School.
It's their graduation day at Rex Bell Elementary, and all 108 fifth graders are singing the song of success, having all passed the class.
When you teach from the heart, and when you're telling these kids that they have a future and they have, and there's a tomorrow for them, they love that. They love it, and they love the fact that they can say no to drugs.
What have you learned from DARE?
That drugs are bad and that alcohol can make you crazy.
Can make you crazy?
Yeah.
You think you'll remember that throughout your life?
I'm sure I will remember that.
I'm not going to do drugs, and I'm going to keep away from drugs and from drug dealers.
That is the battle cry for DARE, which stands for Drug Abuse Resistance Education. It's a 12-week program operated by Metro that requires attendance, participation, and a written essay to graduate.
It teaches students about drug prevention, gang prevention, and gives them skills and ideas as they're faced with peer pressure and they get to middle school and high school, and some strategies to prevent those things from happening to them.
DARE can help keep our minds fresh and sharp and can help keep us alive. As long as we're alive, we can do anything. Graduation day at Rex Bell also involves certificates, congratulatory handshakes, even a musical solo by Officer Stringer, and lots of cake. And that's what's cool at school.
DARE started in 1983 in L.A. and is now in 75% of the nation's school districts, including here in Clark County. We congratulate all the DARE graduates in all those fifth grades. And it reminds you, if you have an idea for what's cool at school, send your ideas to Denise or myself, and we just might come out to your school and show it off.
Cool to see everybody in their little DARE t-shirts, too.
Yeah, and they had a great song, and they did get, and there were tons of parents.
Oh,
That's the best part about it all.
Part.
Parental involvement, no matter what school you go to, if parents are involved, it's typically a pretty good school.
Yeah, kids are going to do a lot better.
Yeah.
Gang violence before it begins. The Drug Abuse Resistance Education, or DARE program, is now teaching elementary school parents about the signs and symbols associated with gangs. Metro says there are 380 gangs in southern Nevada involving 10,000 young men and women. And while most gang members range in age from 14 to 24, Metro says involvement can start in elementary school. That's why they're offering weekly training sessions in English and Spanish. Sergeant Mark Sharp says the department hopes the program will reach as many parents as it can.
Every parent.
All of a sudden, I get a phone call and someone says, "Did you hear about the shooting?" Would never expect that at our school. We just think it's so safe.
The ninth grader was walking down the street with friends when they were fired at by people in a passing car.
And all indications are this was just a good kid.
Good evening. Sadly, that's not the only shooting today near a local school.
Action news also following that second shooting only a few yards from another school.
If you are a father and have been absent from your child's life, I ask you today to locate your son and reconnect.
Another student becomes the victim of gun violence.
We had actually another shooting taking place near another elementary school today.
Today, at approximately noon, we made an arrest of a juvenile.
We probably have a better chance of predicting the next earthquake in Nevada than we do of where a random shooting is going to occur.
Having gang awareness when people are in high school, I don't say that's a bad thing, but if they're in gangs and they're in high school, we missed it.
School violence has parents on edge.
It's a tough situation. You send your child to school and then you worry at the end of the day if she or he is going to come back home alive.
Obviously, in light of what has happened over the last couple of weeks, I don't think that any of our kids are very safe, which is why I'm here right now picking him up.
A young life cut short. A band member, an honor student, is dead after a drive-by shooting near Palo Verde High School. Tonight, the search is on for a killer amid a shattered sense of security.
On February 15th, 15-year-old Chris Privet was shot and killed near Palo Verde High School.
Channel 8 Eyewitness News in HD.
Good evening. Metro and school police were scrambling again today as 3 shootings happened, one right after the other.
Just days later, another teen was shot outside Gibson Middle
The
School.
9th grader was walking down the street with friends when they were fired up
near
by
an
people in
elementary
the
school this afternoon, and it involved a juvenile.
Today's shooting outside Palo Verde is the latest in a school year that has been marked by gun violence.
But if they're in gangs and they're in high school, we missed it.
Dedicate this fight to all them young kids, about 36 million kids out there in that DARE program, you know, for not giving up.